Hello, what's going on YouTube? So, welcome to my first video, my first trading live or recorded trading video that I'm gonna post online. If you don't know a little bit about me, my name is Gabe Leany. Um, the channel is probably gonna be called Trade Leany. I think that's kind of funny, but I've been trading for around no, not 6 months, around five, almost 5 months coming up to the 14th of September. And I have not been profitable. I'm not a profitable trader. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm profitable. But the reason I'm making this video is because I heard something in a book I was reading that said that people would rather work hard for validation and appraisal than just monetary value. So people like to work hard not only because they're going to get money, but because other people are seeing them get money or other people are seeing them do good. And I never recorded myself trading. I never really tell myself I'm trading. But now that I think I will, I'm going to, hopefully follow more of my rules because I've been breaking a lot of them. Yesterday I broke most of my rules. Before I give the rundown on the chart that I kind of set up, I'll show you guys my whole trading journal. This is my trading journal. It's been months of me doing this. This was yesterday, so these are my trade rules. I have one trade max. I'm doing only one trade because I want to be consistent with one singular trade. Oh, and that means market just open, which doesn't really matter. We had CPI today, 8:30 CPI. Huge wick. We just swept it. I can kind of explain. I don't really have a bias today. I'm trying to just let the market tell me what to do from now on. Just because that's what I want to do. So we had CPI, which tapped pretty much into the wick of the CE of this order block in the 1 hour, and then dumped down. But based on my strategy, after sweeping the high of this, we should go down and try to sweep this low. But I don't know. Okay, so I'm not gonna put any bias, but that's just kind of the rundown. Anyways, these are my rules. So I'm trying to trade one time per day. And that's probably my biggest rule, which I break. I always overtrade. I always revenge trade. I always go tilt. It's just, it sucks. But I think if I record my videos and post them, I'll have more of a, um, I'll have more, what's the word? God, I'm so fucking stupid. I'll have more inclination to want to trade better. Okay? Whatever. Godly. But anyways, let's watch the market a little bit. The other rules are pretty simple. I try to do 0.5 to 1% of risk per trade. My take profit is just trying to be 5 to 700, not trying to go for big moves. Only around 30 to 40 points. Well, that's with 10 contracts, but I actually trade half size now. Wake up 8:30. These rules are pretty simple. Don't trade after 11:30. I always trade the New York AM, and I review and journal all my trades. So simple, but yeah, we're trying to go for just one trade today, and um, it's hard to trade when you're not profitable. Okay, and posting videos hopefully can help me, and maybe if anybody watches them, they can be helped too because I know my edge. I know my strategy. At this point, I've learned my strategy. I know what to look for. It's just the execution, the FOMO, the bad trades, the revenge trading, all this stuff. That's what kind of gets me um, to stay unprofitable. So, what do I have in these charts? Okay, so I have this 1 hour order block, which I marked out, which CPI tapped into and then pushed down. I have some more levels here. Oh, I didn't mark true daily key open levels. So, just a tip if you guys don't really know what daily key open, just mark it out. It's 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. every day. That'll be right down here. If you guys want to check, you can just get this little indicator, which is PO3, and then do the daily. But anyways, what do we see here? So we're pushing upwards. 15-minute just opened. 5 minutes about to close soon. So we swept this high. We are kind of struggling to push bullish, but I think we might end up going up here and possibly tapping into this level, which I want to mark out the standard deviation of this, which is something that I use quite often. Standard deviation looks decent. So standard deviation is a bit tricky because you don't always want to like use the wicks inside of it, because the wicks are not ideal price action points of price congregation or whatever the fuck you call it. But anyways, so what do we see? We pushing up. We're failing to close above these highs right here and inverse this gap on the higher time frame. Yep, this gap right here. What does that mean? So of course we can't really make any buys just yet. Once this closes though, we can maybe start to possibly see if any short entries are available on the 1 minute. And what do I like to see? So this is my strategy. I see levels. I mark out levels. I see levels of confluence, just like these rejection blocks, order blocks, fair value gaps, key levels, stuff like that, right? I want to see price reject off these. So as this candle is kind of wicking, you see how we're not closing in the majority of the wick. We're leaving a large wick. But that's not everything I'm going to do. After which I see this, you can enter off something like a CRT, a CISD if you're confident. But, I'm not confident because we don't know if we want to go up and tap this rejection block. We don't know if we want to start pushing bearish. We don't know. So I wait for the market to give me something in the form of a bearish PD array, which would be, maybe a 1 minute FVG or an order block right here, which would be right here if we close below this. I want to see more of an FVG though, in line maybe with the 5 minute too. Once this candle closes, if we inverse this gap, stuff like that, So you just want to be patient with it, but yeah, I'm pretty much very similar to a lot of you guys. If you're watching this video and you're not profitable or whatever, I'm very similar to you guys. I'm not a good trader. I blow my funded accounts. Yesterday, I took 3 trades, all losses, on this new Apex account, which I got pretty much right after I blew another flipping my funded futures account, which sucks. But it's whatever. It happens. It's life. This stuff's gonna happen, and you just gotta understand that a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. So as long as you don't quit, as long as you keep consistent, you might win or you might not. Who the flip knows? But anyways, so whatever this candle closes will probably form a bearish fair value gap, and you always want to wait until the candle closes, because I've had so many premature entries just based off of these candle closures, and it sucks kind of big balls and shit. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So if we were to go on the 5 minute and mark out kind of the standard deviation of this, what do we see? Okay, so we see that kind of aligns pretty similar to the daily key open, and the final expansion move is at this rejection block. So that seems pretty good for confluence wise. Oh, I had to take a fucking shit, bro. All right, at this point, I might, oops. might take a small short entry if you end up wanting to retrace up to this high. I'm gonna mark out the fib of this. I've realized that the fib is a very useful tool as well, just because um it helps you find, higher precise entries with the golden ratio. So yeah. um I'm gonna set a limit sell order probably right here, and we'll see if this is something that wants to work. We're just gonna do 5. Pretty early into market open. I really do like to find trades that are very early into just how price moves. But yeah, we end up pushing down more, which is fine. You don't always want to enter. I'm not gonna enter off of this momentum. I know better than to just enter in a premium. You're just gonna get fucked. You're just gonna get stopped, and you're not gonna have fun. So we'll see here. If we end up pushing too far down and maybe hitting true day open, then then who knows? We could be fucked and not take a trade. Anyways, let's put this manipulation move a little bit more down. If I were to, well, this is the 5-minute, right? Oops. Yeah, so actually, we're gonna keep this as it was before. The 5-minute makes a lot more sense. All right, so we could honestly possibly retrace up to here. I'm just gonna keep my order similar there, and if we don't get tapped and we start displacing, I'll just mark it enter, whatever. But I want to keep my risk below 300, just because this account's probably gonna get blown on video now that I'm posting it to YouTube. I want to make sure you guys can actually hear me. Sometimes my camera freezes after I record for more than like 30 minutes. My camera will probably end up fucking freezing and lagging and stuff like that, but it's okay. So this could possibly be our retrace entry right here. I would want to see that, us tap into this FVG and then push down. But we could end up pushing down more, not necessarily getting a proper entry on this trade, which is fine. We have this fair value gap now. After this candle closes, we could possibly get an entry off of that too. Just got to be patient with our days. We don't want to do stupid things that'll fuck up our mentality. And since I have only one trade a day, it's really limiting myself to taking the best possible setup on each day, which is good. It's nice. It's fun to. It's not fun. What am I saying? It's fucking fun. This shit's not fun. It's fucking crazy. Anyways, whatever. We could possibly end up not getting a specific entry until we reach that order block level or such. But based on the previous months, I've traded for the past 4 months pretty much every day. And what I can tell you is that we were very, very, very bullish the past month, pretty much reaching all-time highs every week or so. Whereas now, we kind of failed to reach all-time highs. We have failed for a few days to even, push up into the area. And sort of even try to get up there. Instead, we kind of just keep pushing short. So, it's kind of good to it's good to come into the market with a different attitude every day, just because personally personally I was kind of trading like I was the last month and expecting motherfucking all-time highs to come out of nowhere. But all-time highs didn't come out of nowhere. Okay, so basically what's happening here is that we could end up, sort of just staying in this fair value gap, maybe tapping this order block right here to then push down, or we could get the higher precise entry, which would be right here, which would be ideal. But price, you never know what price wants to do. You never know if you want to just, yeah, right here, tap into kind of like the opening price and continue going lower. It happens, okay? It fucking happens, but you got to stay patient. You got to stay patient, and I'm going to stay patient because a lot of this price action can incite FOMO, and FOMO will make you enter a trade, and then the moment you enter, which is what I do, the moment I enter, price wants to shoot up to my previous limit entry. So, eliminate all those thoughts because in the end, what I'm trading with isn't real money. This is a 25K Apex challenge, which I'm down fucking $1,000 on. Like, this is not real money. The account the evaluation costed fucking $33, okay? And I need to tell myself every day that this money is not real. Stop blowing the accounts. Stop trying to take stupid entries, trying to get money because the money isn't real. What does it matter if you don't get failed at your perfect entry or your limit doesn't get stopped, doesn't get tapped up or whatever? Dude, it doesn't matter because the money's not real, okay? It can be real if you're consistent, but how are you going to make it real if you're keeping to your shitty fucking mentality and you're not taking good setups or trades, you know? But anyways, since we tapped True Day Open, I don't know if this could be a long potential, and it's a bit um it's a bit confusing. But I don't think this is going long. I think this is going short just because we have this huge wick from CPI. And from what I learned the previous day, let me just show you guys this previous day. This, this day made me mad. Let's go to previous New York AM. Oh, no, never mind. So this is the previous day PPI news at 8:30. We never ended up sweeping this, okay? We never ended up sweeping this, which definitely means something. A lot of the things I've learned from my strategy is that once you sweep one side of news, you're likely to sweep the other side. But again, that's ego talking. You want to look at what the market's giving you, okay? The market's indicating shorts here, which is why I set my little entry right there. And we seem to be in the perfect golden pocket right here for this to go up. But we could end up tapping this order block and then displacing down. But I don't care. I'm going to be patient. Oh, fuck. It's really a consistency thing with this, from my belief. I'm not profitable, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys what to do because obviously it's not been working for my ass. But I will tell you guys that I find more success in anything with just being consistent and following the shit that you stick to, following what you know is fucking true, okay? What you know is gonna get you fucking it's gonna get you right. So stick to your plan, stick to your trading, and if it doesn't work out, just know that you didn't lose anything. Your trade at least allowed you to not lose anything, which is good, okay? So we're getting close to our limit entry right here. We'll see if price wants to go ahead and tap that. If not, and we end up inversing that gap, I could end up entering into a market order. But let's hope that our sell limit goes. And another thing that is kind of been helping me, which I forgot I should have wrote down. I need to go get my notebook. I didn't write anything down today. This is like kind of therapy, talking to myself, but like it's like not myself because it's on YouTube or whatever. or I'm gonna post it to YouTube. All right, we're reaching our limit entry. Um, Probably surely gonna get tapped, but look. So I've tracked out pretty much all my days. This isn't recent, but this is like just in my life. I've tracked out pretty much tons of my days every single day right here to, keep me busy and keep me kind of okay, are you gonna edge my fucking it's hard to fucking to be like wanting to enter shit when you're getting fucking edged, but whatever. We probably will get tapped in, unless we won't. I think we will. But okay, anyways, whatever. So, a big issue of mine was that I always I was very addicted to trading or whatever, right? Like I really wanted to do this because it makes money and it's cool, it's fun, it's shit. Okay, are you actually gonna edge my TP on video? On video? On video is crazy. On video is crazy, my boy. But anyways, whatever. We have to stop. You see, it's already consuming me. The greed is already consuming me. You motherfucker. You dickhead. It's already been consuming my big dick ass. You motherfucker. Okay. Sorry. This is just getting to me. Um but yeah, so okay, I might actually have to lock in. Bro, this is it actually just edged my TP. I'm not my TP by edge. You dickhead, bro. Oh god, you're such a dickhead. Let's see if we want to go ahead and push back up. Maybe. That's so annoying. That's really annoying, guys. It's okay though. There's always another entry, so get this shit out of my head. I'm sorry, guys. Whoever's watching me, first video, you probably think I'm an autistic retard. But yeah, so basically all my things I actually end up um going ahead and writing a little journal or something for the things I have to do today to keep myself from caring so much about what happens in the morning and ruining my day from a fucking trade that's gonna fuck me up. Like, fuck that, bro. I'm not gonna fucking get consumed by fucking candles on a chart. So I forgot to write it down, by the way. So just give me a few seconds to write down what I have to do today. Uh, I like to write down trading as something I want to do because it is something I want to. Following all rules. Oh yeah, also I wanted to explain kind of like why I'm starting to record stuff. So, if you don't know a lot about me, I already had like another YouTube channel where I would post like fitness content, right? Like I was really into fitness and doing like fitness stuff and whatever. Um yeah, doing like fitness content and shit like that. Because I love to work out and today I have upper day. And I would post a lot on that, but I stopped posting because I kind of I kind of didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't find much success in it, okay? Which is sad because um just because that's life, I guess. I probably should have market entered right there at that, but we're gonna see. Just if we inverse this gap, I might end up entering off of like a retrace off of this order block or whatever, but it looks like we could probably hit my limit entry anyways. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I used to make a lot of fitness content. I used to post on YouTube fucking all the fucking time, bro. Like I would YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's like just my thing. All right. Anyways, we entered into our trade. This could end up pushing bullish just because we respected this FEG and stuff. Which yeah, I mean, who knows? Could end up being bullish. Could not. Wouldn't let the trade play out, and if it doesn't work in our favor, then we're off the charts, and we're down what, like 300. Okay, and yeah, it could be, or couldn't be, or whatever. But let's just watch the 5 minute, I guess. See what Price wants to do. Um, but anyways, yeah. So I used to post a lot of fitness content, a lot of shit like that every single day, and I never really got traction. And I did this for like a few years, and it kept me pretty consistent with like making videos and stuff. And I would post videos on YouTube as well. And I kind of want to like get back into that kind of whatever you kind of call it, that kind of move, that kind of groove, that kind of um routine, of posting videos online. But this time it's for a different passion, which is trading, which I got into pretty recently, really only for monetary gain, but like in the end, isn't everything for monetary gain, my friend. But yeah, so we probably could end up getting stopped out here if Price doesn't want to respect that uh, FEG, or we might end up respecting it. Who knows? Okay, 9 seconds. Looks like we're pushing down. Let's see if we end up respecting or disrespecting it. And we end up inversing that gap, which is not very good. If you go on the 3 minute, yeah, okay, so we probably will end up getting stopped out in this trade. But it's okay. I'm going to let it play out anyways because, it is what it is. But anyways, what else do I have to do? Yeah, so just staying consistent with like making videos and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to help me in my trading as well. And I can even, publicly show my progress into possibly getting profitable in the future just by following my rules. So I'm going to be an advocate for following my rules no matter what. One trade a day, 1% to 0.5% risk. Simple. Simple is what it is. If you lose a trade, get back and get back on it tomorrow. If you win a trade, get back on it tomorrow. Simple, simple, simple. But yeah, so pretty simple, and it's just like keeping yourself busy um outside of trading, because this shit is very mentally fatiguing, especially when you lose and lose and lose. And I'm already down like $1,000 off of just funded accounts, which sucks, but it's fine. Everyone says there's like a tuition to pay for this trading shit, and maybe there is, and maybe there isn't. If you're smart, probably don't have to fucking spend $1,000 to learn that. You should probably be on demo before you even try to fucking do shit like that. But it's whatever. What else do I have to do? Another thing that's really helped me is this book right here. Let me show you guys. Probably all recognize it. I have two of them, which I study. The Bible. Okay, so let me tell you a story about um me when I was trading just maybe a month ago now. I had broken up with my girlfriend a few months ago, and she'd gifted me this Bible when we were together, and I never read it much. I wasn't really into being religious like at all. I didn't really care, but something about me um still believed in God no matter what. He still believed that God was real. God controls everything, because I was raised Catholic and stuff, but I never really practiced what I thought. I never really cared to learn more, practice more, or whatever. But but the thing about it is that I was losing a lot of my trades. I was on Top Step, which is where I started. I started on Top Step trading, and I would lose a lot of my fundeds. I lose big days, and I would get so mad that I picked up that Bible that my ex gave me. I ripped it up to pieces and I threw it away. And I spit on it. Just blasphemous stuff. Sorry. And that kind of like made me think to myself, like, okay, I'm getting so mad at these charts. I'm getting so pissed off at like trading in general that I would rip up the word of God because I was so mad at God for not making me profitable. Because God controls everything. God controls all of our actions and stuff. And this stuck with me a lot because I kept thinking to myself, "Oh, like God is the one who's not making me profitable. God is the one who's messing up just my life." And I started to kind of hate God in a way because I thought that everything that went wrong in my life was because of him. When I realized that everything that was wrong in my life was because because I wasn't opening up to him. And I started to think to myself, I'm like, if God is an all loving God, why would he, make me go through stuff like this? Why would he make me go through pain, make me go through struggles, make me go through stupid losses and stuff that just piss me off and make me mad and make me want to curse him. And then I realized that those losses and those bad days, if I didn't have those days, I would have never been able to control myself on days like this, on days like 2 days ago, on days like yesterday from crashing out tilting after blowing an account. um and I feel like God has taught me through my mistakes how to stay more patient, how to be more in control of my emotions, how to be more in tune with myself, understanding that my value as a human isn't based on my P&L. And after I realized this, I thought to myself, wow, so that kind of makes a lot of sense because you know God isn't here to give you handouts. He's your father. And just like any good father, you don't want to spoil your children. You don't want to give them everything they want in the world for them to still be brats, to still be unable to do their own, you know, stuff. Like they can't even do their own stuff because they're so spoiled. Some people are so spoiled these days. God the Father wants us to be independent. He wants us to come to Him through His own fruition. His arms are always open. He's an all loving God. And the more that I read the Bible and actually understood the Bible by studying it, I realized that Jesus, the ultimate sacrifice, God's Son who came down on this earth, helped, so many people through his sacrifice. Because not only has he sacrificed himself for our sins, making it so the way to the Father is through him, but he also proves as like a story to go back to it and understand that the greatest man among humankind, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, had to suffer and die to prove a point to humanity, you know? And it's crazy. I'm not going to talk too much on religion because, you guys probably don't want to hear too much about that. But it's helped me. It's helped me a lot with just like knowing my worth in my life. Knowing that, you know, just because I'm not successful in this now doesn't mean I need to give up. What I said before, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. If you are a winner, you will not quit because you know that you have faith. You have faith. Faith can come in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be religious. You have faith in yourself and what you're doing. You have faith in the trade. You're just letting it play out. If it fails, it fails. You move on. You close the computer. You move on with your life. And that's what I struggled with so much because I couldn't close the computer. I couldn't leave off on that red day. I couldn't leave off on that that loss, you know? And it was also stimulated by like having social media and understanding that, oh, there's so many other people in the world who are making so much money off of trading. I want to be like that. I want to be like that. You want all these things, but we don't know the story of how those people got successful. They probably went through more mistakes than I've went through, than you've went through, than anybody's went through. You just can't compare, man. You really can't. And I honestly think we are gonna get stopped out on this trade. I'm gonna let it play out, just because we tapped into this order block. We are sort of breaking structure, but like some of these candles look like they're going up. If we even perhaps get to like this fair value gap and maybe inverse it, which there's no fair value on the 5 minute. On the 3 minute, there is one. If we end up doing this, which, it might even be useless to even mark it out since we're probably going to get pushed up bullish, then we might end up taking out the trade. But the fact that before we even tapped into this fair value gap, we tapped into this smaller one right here and this little order block kind of indicates that we were going to go bullish from the jump. But it's nice because I got to record this video and I'm still very thankful to God and everything. Let's see here. If we were to retrace, we would retrace pretty much in that bullish PD ray. But so some tips just for people like me. Um just stick to your rules. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. Um, Another thing that kind of like put it into perspective of me is that like let's say you win a day. What do you do after you win? You get off the charts, right? You take your win, you secure it. But after you lose, what do a lot of us do? We keep on trying to make trades to lose. After you lose and you keep on trying to make that loss back, you're giving yourself more chances to lose, man. You're just giving yourself more chances. And statistically, just through trading, how trading works, your losses should be less than your wins. So why are you giving yourself more of an opportunity to lose a trade when your loss is a fraction of your win and you could just win it back another day? That's kind of the psychology I'm trying to put in my brain because I struggle with this very much. Literally yesterday, I struggled with this. The day before yesterday, I actually got a good winning trade, but fucking hell, like this shit is stressful. It is stressful to lose, but you just have to be disciplined. And I'd say to a lot of people that you guys should start working out because I've been working out for like 5 years, and it's taught me a lot about discipline, about staying humble, about staying set in stone about your levels, your levels. I mean yourself and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get stopped out. So our bias was kind of incorrect. Again, drawn kind of by ego, by wanting to reach down to this CPI low, when as we probably should have waited until price would tap up into here. But we'll even watch price maybe. Probably gonna tap up into this rejection block. Um, actually I probably won't, but we may even tap up into this rejection block and could do something like this, then probably push down to maybe true day open, maybe not. Or we just wanted to sweep that liquidity and then go down. If anything, that was a trade today, guys. It was a loss. Lost like $300. My drawdown is like $200 now. Most likely gonna blow this account tomorrow, but we're gonna leave that for tomorrow. So everybody, thank you for watching. Sorry I look like really chopped because I didn't do my hair today. But you lose, you win. It's life. Please stay motivated. Please stay strong. And as always, love yourself. Keep yourself in good health. And yeah, just don't give up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.